Okay, Pat again from Northwoods. Let's move on to card number 2. This is our brand new spring chicks in Easter basket. I love this basket. It reminds me of one that I had growing up when I was a kid, and it just is nostalgic. Jean Artisan did a great job in drawing this image for us. So this is the card we're going to be working with, like this. So you're going to start your coloring with the chicks. Okay, first thing we're going to do, we're going to take 533 Periwinkle Blue, scribble around the entire image, all the way around the top and a little bit on the inside of the basket, but not in the grass area. Leave that alone. So again, scribble, scribble, scribble. Doesn't have to be precise. Just get a nice layer of color down. Then we're going to take your wet paintbrush, take a little water off, and then move that color, pull it in a circular motion, pull that color all the way out to the edge. Okay? Keep working, working, working that color. So you don't want to see any lines left when you're done. Okay? And then on the inside here, the same. Okay, and then you'll continue to blend that all the way around, so it will look like step number 2 when you have pulled all that color out to the side. Okay, next step, you're going to take your yellow marker, which we use a lot of at Northwoods. We want everything to be bright. 055, your Tombow marker. You're going to color your chicks completely, your leaves, your stems. This part of the basket that you see in yellow, and where the grass is. And once you've colored it, don't blend it yet. So that's 055. Okay, next step, we're going to take your Harvest yellow marker 025 from Tombow, and you're going to add some yellow over your basket yellow. You're going to add some of that yellow around these relief lines for the chicks, here and here, and then you'll take your wet paintbrush and soften that over the basket. And then also on the chicks. So it'll leave you with some brighter light highlights of yellow. And then you'll continue to do that on all of your chicks. So it looks like your chicks down at step number 3 and your basket. Okay, next you're going to take a small amount of marker color, 925, and you want these chick beaks to be orange. So you're going to add a little bit of orange there. And then you can take your wet paintbrush and just soften that a little bit. Doesn't take very much. Just a little bit of water on that. Okay, how are we doing so far? This is a really easy card. Okay, next step, we're going to work with our greens again. So we're going to take your marker color, 195, it's a brighter green, and add some green over the grasses, over the tulip leaves, the stems, here, and then down here. And also, just to give it a little different tone, we're going to put just a little bit of the darker green, 249, over the grasses and the leaves. Not much, just a little bit. And then you're going to take your wet paintbrush and pull that color out over the green. Okay, and then you'll do the same on the grasses and on these little grasses. So your green will look like it does on step number 4 with your leaves blended, your grasses, and then also down on the bottom. So that's your green. Next step, we're going to take 2 new marker colors again, a pink 703. You're going to add some pink to the tulips pretty generous amount of this pink. And then also on, if you look at your picture, we're going to add it to this area of your basket. Kind of alternately going this direction, alternate of the yellow. And then we'll take the wet paintbrush and soften that. Again, pulling that color out into like a two-tone pink. And the tulip, same on the basket. Add just a little bit of water there to soften that on all parts of the basket. Okay, next new color, we're going to use a really pretty turquoise color, 452. And pretty much you're going to color the remaining parts of the basket and the handles with that marker color. So you can see we're putting a pretty generous amount of that marker color here. Not completely coloring and leave some areas of white here, and then on all the remaining parts of the basket and on the bottom. And then take your wet paintbrush again. Again, less is more with the water. And pull that beautiful turquoise color out. Also, once you're done working too, you'll see these extra little swirls. You can just take your fine end tip of your marker and just go and add a little bit more color there if you wish, and not worry about blending that. But that just, it's easier to work with that. And then again, continue to blend out the remainder of the basket. Do out the whole thing. So basically, when you're done coloring, this is what your coloring will look like. Okay, so a nice, really pretty spring chick basket that is sure to bring a smile to you. Now, what we did to mount this card, again, love to use different colored papers. And so what I did is I used a couple tones of basil paper, different colors of blue. And then I thought for fun, I'd use some Best Creations Kiwi Gem glitter paper and some yellow. And then again, thought it would be fun to add some pink to a background. So added that. And then finally, you'll mat this right on top of that. So you can see it pulls out the pink, the turquoise colors, the yellow, and the green. So again, it's all about making your image look better by using those beautiful background papers. Now the glitter on this one, this is a fun one, the glitter. We've got a yellow glitter, Lemon Drop, that is really fun to use. It's a real bright yellow. We're going to add a little bit to those chicks with your dry as clear. And again, you don't need much. You know, everyone, whenever I teach, people think I put a lot more glitter on than I do. But actually, I think that's the key. Less is more. So again, but what that does, see how it makes those chicks pop? Also on the grasses here, we're going to add just a little bit of green too to brighten these guys up. And this is really a pretty new green called Fresh Lime. So that's when it's done. Now, as far as an order with the glitter, with these glitters, it's not that critical because they are all transparent. So you really don't have to do a darker one first because they're all pretty light. If we were using more opaque colors, you would always want to do dark glitter to light glitter. But in this case, you're going to be fine with pretty much going in any order. Add a little bit of pink here on the tulips. And again, you don't have to glitter everything. Add maybe a little bit here. Again, you can sit and decide, oh, I could do a little more here, a little more here. But when it's all said and done, it's all about just making your beautiful coloring look better. So there we are. We have the next card done. we're adding a little saying that's called, that is, have an extra special Easter. So happy Easter. Card number 2 is complete.